What's up, everybody? It's JJ, gonna give you our AAC tournament quarterfinals predictions, and here are the games so far. We have 4 matchups: ECU versus South Florida, Wichita State versus UAB, North Texas versus FAU, and Temple versus Charlotte. A lot of surprises in Temple, getting all the way to the Elite 8. ECU, they were underdogs. They got there, and Wichita State also heavy 9-point underdogs. And no one was picking them, and they got to the Elite 8. So we are going to make our predictions for these quarterfinal games and see who will get to the semifinals. Up first, we're going to start with South Florida and East Carolina. And thing about this matchup is I'm really excited to see Chris Youngblood go against RJ Felton. Both these guards are great from 3 and just have great footwork. That's the main thing I see in both of them. Also, you gotta watch out for Brandon Johnson versus Kason Pryor. Kason Pryor is just a joy to watch. You gotta love how he uses his body to get inside the paint and just make himself expand and be bigger. Just uses his body to get inside the paint. He'll lower his shoulder and just back down other defenders and then throw the ball off the glass. That's something that you gotta love to see. And then Brandon Johnson as well. He's one of the best rebounders, like offensive wise too. He also hustles on defense. So that's gonna be a great matchup too. I just feel like South Florida's depth is a little bit better than ECU, and just as a team they have a little more firepower. I'm not sure if they can overcome South Florida, and for that we are going to pick the Bulls. Up next, we have Wichita State and UAB, and this is going to be a fun matchup to watch. You got Eric Gaines going up against Colby Rogers, probably 2 of the most underrated players in the country, 2 great 3-point shooters. Eric Gaines, the best way to describe him is he's like Emmanuel Quickly, who was on the New York Knicks and is on the Toronto Raptors. He's one of those skinny guards who's just great at driving, has that bit of an edge in his confidence level. So, yeah, I do though like. I'm super excited to see the matchups of that with Gaines and Rogers. And then you can't forget about Yaxel Lenenberg when you look at this UAB team. Lenenberg is the defensive player of the AAC. He gives it his all the entire time. He will set his feet and on defense, and he sometimes calls charges, which with the charge rule we've seen a lot less charges this year, but he's still able to do that. He will get blocks, and I think he's averaging over 1 swat a game. Lenenberg is huge for this team. And also Tony is a guy who I feel like is sort of underrated. They like to get it to him at the right wing, and then he'll do that sidestep drive. He'll drive and then do that right sidestep, lay it in with his left hand. That's what they like to do. I like the Blazers here in a tight one. Up next, we have FAU and North Texas. FAU has proven this is a good matchup for them, as they are 2-0 versus North Texas, and the Owls have been doing better against slower teams this year, as they are better in half-court sets. I'm not sure if North Texas, though, has the score scoring abilities to hang with FAU in a shootout. Don't get me wrong, Jason Edwards is one of my favorite players, and you gotta love to watch him. He's such a cerebral, smart player, and he's so smart. His footwork is stellar. He's good off the pick and roll, which we've seen them run. They'll set off-ball screens to get him open, and I like this North Texas team. You can't ever forget about leaving them open from the perimeter. John Buggs is going to be there. He's going to be open. North Texas is a great team. But Florida Atlantic just has that little more, I feel like. Jono Davis has went off for 28 and 29 in the 2 games he's played versus North Texas. Elijah Martin as well is the guy they want to see get going. We love to see Vladislav Golden get open in the paint. Vladislav Golden is one of the more underrated players. He's not the most coordinated player, so he really gets to stand his ground and make sure that he doesn't lose control of the ball. Nick Boyd, he's always huge. We love how he's trash talking on defense. He's just the glue guy of the team, and he's going to be huge in this game too. So I think this comes down to a one-possession game. I just think FAU knows how to win these shootouts. Give me the Owls. Charlotte and Temple. We have pretty much 3 of the top 4 seeds in the AAC in our Final Four. If we pick Charlotte, we will have the top 4 seeds in the Final Four. And there's always chaos in the AAC. So I think I know where you think I'm going with this. I think you know where I'm going with this. Temple is hot right now. Isaiah Miller is hot. He is the guy Temple wants to see. If he has a 30-point game, if he has the game of his life, Temple can do it. And Temple just beat SMU. Now this isn't a great SMU team in the month of March because they've blown some huge leads, and I just don't think that they're as good as how they played early in the season. But this is a coin flip. I can't fault you for picking Temple. I can't fault you for picking Charlotte. But when it's a coin flip, I'm taking the harder team. Charlotte, they lost by 20 to both USF and Memphis last week. They are cold. Temple is played 2 games before that. They are hot. Give me the Temple Owls to move on to the Final Four. And that is your Final Four there. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Who would you pick today? Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.